Yeah, no problem at all there, you. I hope to speak to you again from Mike 0 Oscar Victor Victor. Wish you 73s, my friend. Bye-bye just now.
Mike 7, Juliet Delta Yankee.
Last call. Anybody else on frequency before I QRT?
Oscar November 8 Echo India, over.
Oscar November Echo India, come back.
Yeah, Roger. It's Oscar November 8 Echo India, over.
Oscar November 8 Echo India. The call sign here is Mike 0 Oscar Victor Victor. You're very loud actually. I'll give you a report on the next over, John, from Mike 0 Oscar Victor Victor. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger, very good evening to you and nice to hear you. Mike 0 Oscar Victor Victor, Oscar November 8 Echo India. Yeah, you're nearly 15 over 9 with me. And I'm just having a quick look in QRZ, and I'm just going to give in your call sign. But did you say you were using a magnetic loop, over?
Yeah, you're 20 over, John. 20 over, very loud, exceptionally loud. Good audio, just very loud. Yeah, I'm using a ground-mounted vertical, John. Quarter wave ground-mounted vertical for transmitting, and I'm using a magnetic loop for reception. It just keeps the noise down on. I mainly use it for 80 and 40 meters. I could hear stuff on the magnetic loop that I can't hear on the vertical there, John. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger on that, Alan. And do I call you Alan or do? Oh yeah, I see your surname is Bernard. Over.
That's right. Yes, Bernard. Call me Alan or Al. I don't mind, whatever you want. I usually go by the name Al, but you can call me what you want, John.
Yeah, Roger, and I suppose you've heard that song, You Can Call Me Al, but that's another day's work. Yeah, no, you're sounding great, and I'm just having a look at the photo of the vertical with all the radials. Okay, Alan, just to tell you, on this side, it's a Hermes Light, probably about, at the moment, about 450 watts, and the antenna is a double bazooka, and the feed line is 11 meters above the ground. One leg is flatlined, going over to a tree, and then the other leg drops down to about 4 meters above the ground. But cracking signal into Belgium, Al, over.
Yeah, you were peaking 30 over there, John. 30 over. Unbelievable signal into the Kingdom of Fife, Scotland tonight. Very good. I have had about 3 Japanese stations, which I'm not used to getting. I'm not used to their call signs, so when I was getting them, I wasn't used to getting call signs with JIF and JA and stuff. So yeah, I was making a bit of a pig's ear, but got there in the end. I was very happy to get the Japanese stations as well tonight. The band must be doing very well tonight. It was very, very, very noisy earlier, around about the back of 6, 6:30. It was even noisy on the magnetic loop, which was very unusual. And then I was doing other things in the room, and I came back on, and then it went back to normal. I just put a call out for DX, and I had a few stations, and then I got 3 Japanese stations all in a row, which was a bit of a shock to me. I wasn't used to getting Japanese stations, John. Back to you from Mike 0 Oscar Victor Victor.
Yeah, Roger. Well done on your DX into Japan. Just a quick one. Am I looking at strips of copper, over?
Yeah, I've got so it's a quarter wave. It's a DX Commander, but I've altered it slightly at the bottom because I wanted to put a hinge on it so that I can bring it up and down very quickly. if there is wind. And I've got a lot of copper at the bottom of it, copper strips going over the monoblock, so that you can walk on them, and that's why they're strips, so basically so they're walkable. And underneath the gravel on the other side of the garden, I've got copper 10mm pipe at various lengths, up to about 25 feet, 25 feet, going down to 10 feet, going with the border of the garden. But the copper strips that you see on the monoblock, it's just, I put them there so that people could walk on it, and I could also use it for my radio, John. ON8EI from Mike 0, Oscar Victor Victor.
Yeah, Roger, on that, Al. And how long are the strips? Now, there must be various sizes, but what's the longest and what's the shortest of those strips, over?
Well, the copper strips that are on the monoblock are roughly 3.5 meters. 3.5 meters to maybe 4 meters, something like that. 3 meters to 4 meters, say, the copper strips that's on the monoblock there, John. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger, and out of curiosity, where did you pick them up, over?
Yeah, they're used in roofing, so they are used in the roofing business for, I don't know what roofers use them for, but I know that they're used in roofing. They're 40 millimeters wide, and they are about 2 millimeters thick, and I think they're used for when they're putting slates up, but I couldn't really say because I'm not a roofer, but that's where I got them from. It was from a roofing company there, John. Back to you.
Yeah, very good idea. And then I see you must have soldered them to that copper plate with some sort of a torch, over?
That's right, John. Yeah, I soldered them on with a torch. That's quite correct. I got a big square lump of, I think it was 2mm. I'm going to say, might be 3mm copper plate, for the sake of being able to solder them on with a plumber's welding torch and plumber's solder. Which took a bit of time, as you could probably imagine. I'm going to ask you, John, are you originally from Ireland? Because you sound like you've got a little bit of an Irish accent. Back to you.
Yeah, I am from Ireland, and you can see it also maybe on my suffix. I'm originally from County Cork, over.
Yeah, okay. Yep, makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I've gone there's a guy from Belgium, and he's so how long have you been in Belgium, John?
Yeah, 30 years, and still very happy, over.
About these countries up that way in Europe are very nice countries to be in, so I'm led to believe. I've never lived in one, but I've been told that they're very nice countries to live in. John, back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm out in the countryside, although in good old Belgium, well, the Flemish part of Belgium, the Dutch-speaking part of Belgium, you can always see a house. So whether that's good or bad, but it means that most people have a reasonable garden. And I bought this house back in '96, and I bought it for the hobby. So it's not so bad. It's a third of an acre. And before that, I lived in the south of England in London. I was living on a boat, but I wanted a house, and there'd be no way on. I'm just a working man that I could afford a decent sized garden in the south of England. Over.
Yeah, no problem at all. I mean, I've always stayed in Scotland. I've just got my radio back up and going again. I was off for about 4 years, but I'm going to be retiring in about 18 months' time. I'm going to retire in 18 months, so I wanted to make sure that my station was up and going before I retired, and I had money to spend on it there, John. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it's a great sounding station, and well done. I have to say, it's the first time I saw what you did, so that was very ingenious of you. Now, I had one stage in the back garden. I had a Foursquare for 40 meters. Over.
Yeah, that would have been very interesting, John. You must have had a big garden.
Yeah, no, I did. It was a compromise because the spacing instead of a quarter wave was 1/8. That was the best I could do, but it wasn't bad. But I did suffer some reflection, and I didn't want to go into the thing of having the big mast floating and all that. So it was an experience. I'm glad I had it, but I could go back to it another time. But over that time when I had it, I buried loads and loads of wire in the garden, and obviously they're still there. I'm sure some of it has rotted, but I feel that it helps me. I'm not sure about with this antenna, but it helps me with the HF antenna. You know, I have a beam that goes from 10 to 20 meters, and that's just above all that wire. I think that must, and who knows, it increases the signal. Over.
Absolutely, John. Yeah, I'm going to be getting a hex beam. I had a hex beam a good number of years ago, and it got demolished in a hurricane. Well, a storm. Didn't get hurricanes in Scotland, but that was a very vicious storm. But I've got a tower. I got a tower put up. In fact, it was on All Year's night. Hogmanay. I got my tower put up. So I've ordered a hex beam, which is going to be here probably about May time. I'm on the list. It's the Welsh guy, Anthony, that's going to be doing it for me. And they were very good antennas. As far as verticals are concerned, the more copper you put down, particularly right under the antenna, the better. It doesn't have to be very long. And there's some papers that are out there that people that are a lot smarter than me have written, that actually is beneficial if you have a ground-mounted vertical for the radials to be actually shorter than a full quarter wave on the given frequency. Now this vertical can do 80, 40, 20, 15 and 17 meters. But I primarily got the vertical for the low bands, John, for 80 and 40. On 80 meters, there's a loading coil just above halfway up the antenna. And I've done very well on the 80 meters with the antenna, and 40 meters, and it's a vertical is the only thing I can get in my garden for the low bands there, John. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you're doing great, and congratulations on your hex beam. And Anthony or Anto, that's the best place to get them from. And I take it you have the struts. I think they're called weather struts. Over.
Yeah, when I got my hex beam off of Anthony, it was Anthony that I got the hex beam from originally, and he didn't have that design at the time, the weather supports. But yes, I will be getting them as well after my disaster of. I had the hex beam mounted on the eave of the house, and it was permanently there. And I don't like heights. I had to get someone to put up for me. So basically, when the wind got it, that was it. It was destroyed. So this time round, I've decided to get a tilt-over mast that's bolted to the side of the house for my hex beam there, John. Back to you.
Yeah, and the tilt-over mast, is that a homebrew type, or is it from? I think there's one or two Scottish companies that make masts. Over.
Yeah, and I can't remember, as a Scottish company, John, and I can't remember the guy's call sign. His name's Gary though, but I can't remember his call sign. I'm going to say it's something like COJ or something like that. COJ. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, anyway, I hope it works out very well, and good luck with your retirement. I've got another bit to go, but for the moment, I'm able to do my work and get to work and get home. So thank you very much for pulling me out of the pileup. But really a pleasure speaking with you, and hopefully we'll speak again. But terrific job, great signal, and I have to say I do like those copper strips. Very in tune. Well, it's really good. So I'll put it back to you for a final. I'm going to close down now, and I'm going to get ready for bed. I'm going to be getting out of my bed at 3 o'clock Scottish time. Al, over.
Yeah, no problem at all, John. Yeah, I'll probably take one more call after you go, and then after that I'm going to go QRT because my throat's telling me I need a cup of tea. And it's been nice speaking to you, John, and I hope to speak to you again sometime further down the log. And you're a very loud station, I have to say. Unbelievably loud. I had to put the volume down for you. You're blasting my ears out. Plus the fact your signal was it was speaking, it was over 20, put it that way. It was about 25 or 30, something like that. Peaking at that. So very strong station, John. Anyway, it's been nice speaking to you, John, and I hope to speak to you again from Mike 0 Oscar Victor. I wish you 73s, my friend.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, just one final thing. Let me go back, Al, with 2.5 watts. Over.
Yeah, no problem. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. Mike 0 Oscar Victor Oscar November 8 Echo India 2.5 watts. Al, over.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're peaking at a 5, an S5.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it certainly makes a difference, and I don't know if you ever heard this, but they say that amplifiers are for your friends so that they can hear you. Over.
Yeah, I was trying to get a little bit of DX, and I'm glad that I put it on a kilowatt, because I got those 3 Japanese stations. They probably wouldn't have come back to me if I had it on lower wattage, John. I don't always speak at a kilowatt on 40 meters, but I was looking for DX, John. Back to you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you did well. Okay, till the next time, Al. If you hear me, give me a call. And I'll be very happy to pick it up, and we can talk more. Mike 0 Oscar Victor Oscar November 8 Echo India 73's from Belgium. Alan, over.
73's, my friend. Have a nice evening. Bye bye just now.
2 Mexico 0 kilowatts Papa Echo.
The 2 Echo 0 station come back.
Yeah, Alan's Cameron going off. It's 2 Mike 0 Kilo Papa Echo. Spoke to you before. I've got the head beam going off. Victoria.
Sorry, I've not got your call sign right. It's two. Go and give me a call sign again.
Yeah, 2 Mike 0. 2 Mike 0 Kilo Papa Echo.
Got you, Kevin. Sorry about that.